great. Okay, so welcome to this creative drop-in session. Today we're going to be led by outside-in artist Jackie Bennett, who's going to be running a session on people joining hands. We might have people joining us kind of midway through, anytime in the next hour and a half. So the idea is that this is a chance for us to get together, be creative together, maybe try something we haven't tried before, and have a chance to connect with other artists as well. So without further ado, I'm going to pass straight over to Jackie, who's going to lead today's session. Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you, Kate. Great to be here today. And the whole idea of this workshop is about connection, and as we're all artists, it's connection through art, but also specifically taking into account that we're all on Zoom, and Zoom has its own sort of ways to connect. That I was thinking more of connecting physically today as much as just by being here and talking to each other. So it's all about how we can actually use Zoom as a tool of connection, and to share our art in a sort of Zoom conscious way. So the idea is that we use the theme of people joining hands in some way that inspires us. It doesn't have to be people, it could just be hands. So using some imagery so that we can sort of connect on the screen with our, either using our own hands or making hands or making a figure with hands, and use it as a way of connecting with the edges of the screen. And then depending on how many people are involved, we're all going to be in different directions, and we've got different views of each other. So you can see how you can connect to people above, people below, people to the side, with whatever you choose to share. So it's about being here and maybe just having a bit of fun coordinating and being conscious of how you are on Zoom, which is not controllable. So we've all got a different view of each other, and even when we're in speaker view or whatever, we've all got a different combination of people on the screen. So you can never sort of plan, you know, and coordinate. You see some brilliant socially distanced online things where people are dancing together and so on, but obviously that's all edited after, whereas in a live workshop we just have to take it that, in my view, I'm at the top and Kate's beneath me, but it could be different for Kate. You don't know who's got which combination of people. So anyway, just to give you a little idea, I was working with figurative work recently and making little people in different ways, which is something I don't really use in my work much, but sort of happened during lockdown. And I was just having some fun adding people to my work and trying to make little figures in different ways. So this is one way, which was woven little figures. And then I got this idea of connecting on Zoom. Having done loads of Zoom sessions, I went to one by a group called Leap Then Look, and we had to work out how we could connect on screen as a sort of workshop idea. So we were just connecting like, sorry, I'll go back to the big one. So you can see we're all connecting on screen, and the idea was that we would use two objects and find a way of making them fill across the screen. And it was also to represent weaving, which is what I do. So two elements, one can be the warp and one can be the weft, and just finding a way to combine them on the screen. It's a sort of act of coordination to make things reach across the screen. So I thought maybe you'd like to try that just now with whatever you've got to hand, and we can all have a go at that. So literally, you know, with anything that you could find on your desk, which is often pens and paper or whatever you've got that you could use to, so we can just, if you put your put yourself on gallery view, and then we can sort of, as I say, it's not possible to know who's next to you and who's underneath you or whatever. So you just sort of randomly connect in different ways. You have to, it is a bit of a coordination thing, because you have to sort of work out where you are in relation to your camera and how you can make it fill the whole screen by coming nearer. So sometimes you need one thing inside of the other. And so this is breaking down the elements of weaving was the idea, but also just having some fun with playing with coordinating things and showing a warp and weft. So I think that's enough of that. I mean, that was just a little fun thing that people can do, you know, just to get an idea of what we're going to do. So now I would invite you to think more about the idea of people joining hands. So instead of objects, you can use a piece of paper and a pencil, just draw some shapes, you can cut some things out, you can create something, but just as a sort of 5-minute exercise. I'll give you some examples. I just cut this out so you can use your own face as part of the hands. I also did, after Stuart Milburn's lovely sculpture workshop, I started doing more 3-dimensional paper things, sort of like a pair of hands, but sort of like a bow tie. So just something you can do in 5 minutes to get the idea. I should have said that, so throughout the session, you can work on a piece, if you prefer, you can work on a piece longer, but if we, every now and again, we will be connecting on the screen. So doesn't matter what stage you've got to, and you might want to make lots of small, short pieces, or you might want to continue working on the same piece throughout. It's up to you how you'd like to do it. So I'll just invite you to do something for 5 minutes or so, and then we'll share them together. So I don't know if how you're getting on, but I mean, this is just a very quick one. If are you ready to share, or do you need a bit longer?
I'm ready if everybody else is.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a finished artwork or anything. This is just a bit of fun to get started. So, okay, should we just hold up our things?
I'll just say I couldn't find any scissors, so I've had to I just had to rip out some mittens.
That was absolutely fine, Kate. I was going to say, you don't need scissors. You can always tear paper, and that's brilliant.
Yeah, it's more creative, I think.
Yeah, I think you can use. Sometimes you can have too many options, but having scissors didn't help me completely, because I haven't done this for so long. I was over enthusiastic and I lost half my line, but anyway.
I love it, they're great.
That's just a little start. So I'll now show you some other images of things that would inspire me and perhaps inspire you, or just show you more of where I'm coming from on this. So because I work with weaving and textiles, I recently saw these, which are little figures wearing woven clothes, and they've got woven masks or faces, and importantly they've got their arms outstretched, so it's kind of what we need in this situation. So it might inspire you if you've got materials to hand and you like to do a sculpture or something like that. There's also these people that I've worked on a bit from the artist Tadek Boitlik, who was a weaver like me and made lots of little figures, and some of them were colourful, but on the left you can see he started making them much more sort of freely out of natural grasses and things. The one on the right is my one that I used based on his colourful little figures, and I sculpted it with some wire included, so it's posable. Yeah, so sort of classic little stick figures, quite fun to make. But you could also like we've just done, do something cut out of paper or sculpt it from clay, anything you've got to hand, or you know, just get more into drawing and painting or whatever you want to do. Yeah, it could be focusing on one element, the hands or the face, whatever you like. So I thought if we could have a look for about, have a work on it for sort of 20 minutes or so, and then we could have another share. Obviously not so many of us here today, but you know, it'd be nice to, you know, if you want to share anything at any point, or if anyone else joins in, then we might just share with them. So, but it's not compulsory to share if you don't want to hold your thing up, or you know, you just don't feel like it at the time. You don't have to. But the idea is, you know, every so often we connect, and then we can go back and work on what we're doing. If you like to turn off your microphones, that's great. Just get into your own little space to do it, or you can have a chat if you prefer. Yeah, so feel free to do what suits you. Has anyone got any questions at this point? Anything not clear?
No, I think that's all good. I'm going to try and find a pair of scissors now.
Yeah, or you could employ more paper tearing. It's going well, Kate. I think you could, yeah, do something with that if you want. But I know you're limited with your materials at the moment today. But maybe you'll find a stapler or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you'd all like to have a go, then yeah, let's get on with it. Hi there, how's everyone getting on?
Good, yeah, good. I found some scissors.
Great. Well, I'm not sure if this is a good moment to share what you've done, but I'm inviting you if you'd like to connect on screen again and just show what you've done. It doesn't have to be finished in any way or perfect in any way. Fantastic. I'm just trying to get it on gallery view. Oh, Eva, that's amazing. What's that little?
You inspired me seeing all these figures, which are sort of more exactly that.
Oh no.
This is a massive challenge to fix it all together. I thought if I could do a photo, I could use all the materials and play with it. But this is such a challenge. But you inspired me, and I got so much stuff. So it's
I can see
a
it.
seed head.
Poppy.
And yeah, and then this is just sort of wrapping paper I found, and I found this and stuff, basically just a necklace sort of thing. And the only thing is it has difficulties to attach hands on there, really.
Yeah, so you're going to work on it a bit more?
Probably I will, yeah. I need to.
Good, yeah. Well, Kate, and you've managed to get quite a lot of little figures.
Yeah, I did. I was trying to do the string of people, but I couldn't work out where to cut the paper. So I just ended up with like hundreds of
that's what happened to me.
tiny people, and then one without an arm. But yeah, I think, yeah, this one I did actually by hand. So this isn't, this I just did as a chain of people.
But your other ones you could connect on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I could, or even, you know, with a stapler or something, I could connect them together. They would connect quite well like that, I think. Maybe not the one without an arm, but...
Well, you never know.
Yeah, he could go at the end.
They look good against your dark coloured top, so that's
yeah.
Background.
Yeah.
So I was just, I thought this was a good idea. I started seeing figures in all sorts of things, and I had some bamboo.
Love it.
And so this has been hanging around for a few weeks, and I thought, well, they're like figures, and I can make them into figures on paper, but actually it's quite challenging to stick it all down. And maybe it's more three-dimensional because to get the bamboo to lie flat is a bit challenging. And I'm not sure it's doing what I intended originally, but it's just an idea, so it's a start of something. So figures with sort of waving bamboo bits which are attached to their hands and feet. So I don't know whether you want to continue with what you're doing or try a new thing, or how do you feel?
I might try to fix that.
Yeah,
to finish that, because it's a bit weak, to find a way to get it all more solid.
Yeah, well, hopefully you can work that out and it will look really good.
I'd be up for trying something new if there's something else to try.
And try if you can find some other materials perhaps, or try an assemblage of office stationery or something.
Yeah, that's probably my next step.
I'm not sure it will inspire you much more, but you know, if you can bring in anything that you have done before that you could expand on perhaps, or
yeah,
the idea of creating something to share. It's more to share on the screen, but it could be something that you want to work on outside of this workshop. So it's either it's just for fun, or maybe something you know want to continue. I think I'll continue working on my little figures and see if I can get them to work on paper, but they might turn into three-dimensional ones.
yeah.
So we give it another 20 minutes or so and see how we get on. Is that a good length of time?
Yep, that sounds good.
That sounds good.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Hello, how are we getting on?
Good, yep.
Would you like another show and tell?
Sounds good to me. Let's do it.
Ready? Oh, you've got a string of them. Well done.
A long one.
I've made a longer string. I'm just decorating them now, but I don't think you can see because the sun is too bright in this room.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. They
Little
got
clothes.
all things on. You got clothes on them. Ah.
I've only done 2 so far, but
they're connecting
I'll
across.
carry on. Yeah.
And I started weaving a little figure like this. This is how you start, but then it looked strangely like an octopus. So
it does. But
It does,
octopus have lots of arms, so that
yeah. So I
added
in some extras, and I've got off topic now because it's not people, but there's an octopus that will join us. How about you, Eva? Have you managed to do anything?
Yes, I have done a second figure as well. I need to. I need to put them on something, otherwise that.
Whoa.
Oh no, I can't. I need to take photos of them. Actually, I can't.
I can get an idea. Yeah, I can
This
see.
is the
You're creating
dancing figure. But I like the movement in them because they're sort of leaning about. So I will be playing and doing some photos with them and shadows and.
That's great. Looks like a woodland scene.
Yeah.
You've got some moss in there as well.
Yes, and some leaves. It's very dark, isn't it? You can't really see the.
Oh yeah, I can see it now. Well, that's great. Looks like you're having fun. So would everybody like another 20-minute session? And then we'll do a final share at the end. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Hi. Are you ready to share?
Yes, ready to share. Yeah.
How's it been going? Oh, beautiful.
They've got clothes now.
Definitely joining hands and filling up the screen. Well done, Kate. Eva, how did you get on?
I made another figure. I don't think whether they fill up the screen.
No,
Oops, they're all falling over.
Yeah, yours is harder to get on the screen.
Yes. Well, I can only do it this way, maybe on my finger. That would be the better way, probably.
Oh, wow, you got 3 little figures.
Amazing.
Oh, it'd be lovely to see a picture of that when you've finished it. Looks like you're still going to work on it a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, well, thank you. Very inspiring. I mean, the whole workshop, the introduction with all the things he showed us, and then the 20 minutes sort of checking in, I think that is a very great workshop design, and I hope there will be more people benefiting from that.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming, and yeah, it's great to have lots of different interpretations of what you can do in the time. It's always, you know, being under pressure of time is never easy. Some people enjoy doing quite short things and others like to work longer, but the idea was just so that it's more about connecting on the screen than what you've actually done. So mine takes a while to do, so it's more of my octopus thing. But it just goes to show with textile work, it takes quite a long time. So I've only done almost 4 legs out of 8. So not quite there yet, but I had fun doing it. And I guess it could join hands with something across the screen. But I also had my little person that I thought it could hold this bamboo that is waving a piece of bamboo. I was going to do at the end, everybody could hold up one thing that would connect on the screen. So it could be your first one, or it could be your final one, whichever one you think best works on the screen. So it could be whatever you did at the beginning, or I'll hold up one of my figures with the long arms.
I was going to try and take a screenshot, but I think I'm going to maybe need my other hand, but I will.
Can you manage?
I'll do it this way instead.
That's good too.
There we go. Perfect.
Okay, great. Well, it's been lovely having you here, and hope you've had a nice time trying out this crazy idea I had that it's not what I normally teach at all, but it's been fun, I think. So thank you for coming.
That's been great. Thank you, Jackie. Really enjoyed it.
Good.
Really enjoyed it, Jackie. Fantastic, actually. Very inspiring.
Thank you.
All these things.
Thank you.